Alright, so when we talk about budget smartphones, there's always this conversation of choosing between 4G and 5G. And I'll be honest, I usually lean towards 5G more. Like lately, I've been leaning towards 5G, but not because of I prefer 5G over 4G, but it's more about the fact that most manufacturers are just using dated 4G processors. You know, those old 10 nanometer, 12 nanometer chipsets that are just very outdated and can't really keep up in terms of performance with the 5G chipsets. Well, then comes along the Moto G72, which is powered by the all-new MediaTek Helio G99 processor. It's a 4G processor based on the 6nm architecture. But for a little under Rs 20,000, is the Moto G72 worth it? Let's find out. This is One from GTR and you're watching my in-depth review of the Moto G72 4G. Because of course, since we mentioned 5G, then why not 4G? Let's get started. Alright, so first off, let's just start by talking about the design here. And as you can see, it's significant of every Motorola design that we have seen in the recent devices. Lightweight, ergonomic, and quite stylish. With that being said, it's a little refreshing this time with Moto's new squarish camera module and the frosted matte finish back panel. And all of this just makes the phone look a little bit more premium. Now the phone is quite ergonomic with just 7.9 mm of thickness and weighing in at just 166 grams. There's also the PPMA curved back panel which merges into the polycarbonate frame, giving it a good in-hand feel. Now the design in itself is IP52 certified to protect against water splashes, and add to that, there's a Gorilla Glass 3 display protection as well. Now in terms of connectivity, at the bottom it has a 3.5 headphone jack, a mic, a Type-C port and a speaker slot. You also get a hybrid SIM card tray. Now in terms of usability, like I said, the device is quite ergonomic, but the edges here are a little bit sharp, at least to my taste. I mean, I would have preferred a little bit more refinement here. And the same can be said for the haptic feedback as well. I mean, it's decent for calls and notifications. You definitely won't be missing out on those if the phone is on vibrate mode. But if you're a typing enthusiast, the phone could use some more refinement in the vibration motor. Next up, we have the display, which has always been a strong point for Motorola devices, and this time around, things are the same with the Moto G72. The phone comes with a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus 120Hz 10-bit HDR10+ P OLED panel with 1300 nits of peak brightness and a 576Hz touch sampling rate. Now this is the first for this segment, and honestly the display looks amazing. It's sharp and crisp and the content looks great on it. Also, speaking of content, Netflix does support wideband L1 and YouTube content plays back at 1440p with 60 fps. Now, I will highlight that at the time of recording, the phone does not support HDR neither on YouTube nor on Netflix, but that is common occurrence across our review units, and rest assured, as a consumer, the retail units would definitely have HDR certification. Aiding the display, we have the stereo speakers here with Dolby Atmos. Now, they're very well tuned and definitely give an immersive multimedia experience. Now, one slight thing I want to highlight though is that the Dolby Atmos print here is a little off, as in it's not straight, at least on our unit. Probably a manufacturing defect. But anyway, it obviously does not really matter in the real world, especially when the audio is this good. Moving along, we have the cameras. Now, reading off the spec sheet, the Moto G72 comes with a 108MP primary sensor coupled with an 8MP ultra-wide sensor and a 2MP macro sensor. There's also a 16MP selfie shoot up front. Now in daylight performance, the shots are very well detailed and have no over-processing. I do feel that the HDR could have been a bit better when it comes to handling the highlights, but the good amount of details with good color accuracy should satisfy most folks out there. Now moving to human shots, I did notice that the portrait shots are a little softer when put in comparison to the non-portraits, and unfortunately there is no option to turn off the skin softening here in portrait mode, but then again it should be fine. As for low-light photography, the night vision mode here is excellent. There's no major noise seen in low-light images, and also the shutter speed here is fast enough while capturing shots. Switching over to selfies, the images are sharp and detailed, and more importantly, the HDR works very well too. Lastly, we have videos, and while there's no option for 4K video recording, the 1080p recording works very well with a decent level of stabilization too. Now, I did notice some jitters at the time of recording, but as you can see, there were no issues in the processed video, so that's good. Alright, so moving along, let's talk about the performance here and the highlighted Helio G99 processor. So like I said, it's the Helio G99 processor coupled with UMCP storage, which is as good as your UFS 2.2 storage. Now the benchmarks are on your screen, and as you can see, the G99 is a capable processor for sure. In day-to-day usage, the phone can handle multiple apps while running the display at 120Hz, without any issues or lags. That being said, this is not a gaming chipset for sure, with most games running at low settings only. Now the performance is consistent and I'll give MediaTek credit for that, because even after an hour of BGMI gaming, there were no lags or overheating. Also aiding the performance part is the software department, which I've always admired about Motorola devices. You get basically stock Android 12 here with no ads or bloatware. There's also ThinkShield security, and the Android 13 update for this should be coming soon. Add to that, there are also 3 years of security patch as promised. As far as the software experience goes, it's smooth, loaded with essential features, and well, these motor actions are always welcome. Lastly, there's the battery life. 5000 mAh with 33 watts of fast charging included in the box. The phone easily lasts an entire day of heavy usage, and the 33-watt charger works very well. So as such, I have no complaints in this department. Alright, so this brings us to the pricing. The phone has been launched in India for a starting price tag of rupees 19,000. However, with the introductory offers, you can get this for as low as rupees 15,000. Now at 15,000, this is an easy recommendation. The G72 comes with a nice ergonomic and lightweight design, excellent display, reliable cameras, and a clean Android experience. See, at 19,000, sure, the phone has some competition cut out for itself with all the Snapdragon 695 processor devices that not only offer similar performance but also come with 5G capabilities. But as long as the G72 is available at its discounted price, I have no issues recommending this to anyone out there. And well, that was it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more awesome tech content. Till then, this is Varun from GTR, and I'll see you in the next one.